So as a lot of you know, if you've been watching me stream on Twitch, and if you guys haven't been watching me stream on Twitch, guys, I am on Twitch, twitch.tv/0_TV, and I go live quite often. I don't have like an official schedule, but I do go live there, and that's a really good place where we can really connect and we can continue talking and having conversations live. And if you guys are on there, you know that I have made a dedicated effort to playing fighting games, and really Mortal Kombat in particular, because I've played multiple, fighting games. And Mortal Kombat is easily my favorite. I absolutely love Mortal Kombat. I think it is an incredibly well done game, very well balanced, and I just want to get really good at the game. It's kind of a new challenge. I've never really been super into fighting games, or I really should say that I never really gave fighting games much of a chance in the past. Well, now I have been, and today in this topic, I want to talk about what is the best fighting game ever. I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about what are the best games right now that you can play, and I would love to have real conversations about this, because everybody's list and everybody's, different favorites as far as the fighting game community is concerned is going to kind of change up. Now, Mortal Kombat 11 is the first on here. This was a article written by PC Games, and I'm just going to go through. I'm not going to read the article. I just want to kind of go through each of the games here, because I thought it was a pretty good list of games. Now, this is best fighting games on PC, but a lot of these games, obviously, that are on PC are also on console. I would say, guys, other than Mortal Kombat 11, which is my favorite right now, it's actually my favorite game right now that I'm playing. I absolutely love Mortal Kombat, and I really want to get good at it. I'm making a conscious effort to get better at the game. That being said, I know that Mortal Kombat 11 is not for everyone, and not, everyone has to find their favorite fighting game. Mine is Mortal Kombat 11, but is it the best? Well, when we compare it to other games, guys, Dragonball Fighters, which obviously is very big as well. I enjoy Dragon Ball Fighters. Now, from a viewership perspective as well, when we look at like the esports side of things, like a lot of these games, of course, have the pros that are playing them at a very high level. Dragon Ball Fighters is fun to watch, but it's a little bit confusing and kind of chaotic as from a viewership perspective. Mortal Kombat, on the other hand, is more, it's linear, but you can kind of understand what's going on a little bit more easier, right? Now, what I'll say is Street Fighter V, this is kind of the biggest one, I would say. Now, obviously, Smash, I'm going to say that Smash is probably the biggest, obviously, and it's the most family-friendly. Mortal Kombat, let's be real, is not very family-friendly. It's very gory. I wish that there was an option, at least for the esports side, that in Mortal Kombat they could tone the gore down so that, it would be better for, I guess, for viewership and, for that sake, because Mortal Kombat 11 isn't even going to be at EVO 2020, which is really unfortunate, and I think that it would have probably been there if it wasn't as gory. And don't get me wrong, that's one of the things that we absolutely love about Mortal Kombat, but it'd be cool to have that option, at least for tournaments and stuff, to kind of tone that stuff down. But Street Fighter V, other than Smash, is probably the biggest and the best because of how balanced it is, but also just from a viewership perspective, absolutely awesome. I would say it probably goes second under Smash. It's probably goes Smash first because that's very family friendly, but it's also, takes a lot of skill as well. But Street Fighter V takes a lot of skill. Now, one of the games, guys, that I think takes some of the most skill is Tekken 7 right now. I think that it might not be the best fighting game, but it takes a significant amount of skill. Lots of those combos and things. I mean, you're doing things at such a rapid rate. Probably the most rapid rate out of any fighting game in the world at this point. And that's why I really like Tekken 7. I think Tekken 7 was very well done. I'm excited to see the future of its franchise, but also the future of Street Fighter's franchise. And heck, I'm excited about the future of all these franchises, even that including Dragon Ball as well as Mortal Kombat. Now, Guilty Gear Xrd, I have not played this one. I've watched it a little bit, and it seems fine. It seems all right. It I mean, I don't have a huge opinion on it because I haven't played it myself. Now, Injustice 2, I think this is a community that a lot of people are, obviously really lots of people love this community, and a lot of the people who are in that community and players in that community want to see a continuation of Injustice. They want to see that continuation because after Mortal Kombat 11, I believe it's supposed to go over to Injustice. Like they're supposed to get a sequel of that and then come back to Mortal Kombat. I think that's how it works, but Injustice, I'd like to see this, and this is a lot of fun to watch as well. I think this is a really cool game to play as well as, it reminds me somewhat of Mortal Kombat without a doubt. Not as good in my eyes as far as the best, but it's still a very solid game to say the least. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, once again, another game that I don't know a lot about. Street Fighter 20th Anniversary Collection. This is always cool. I love it when games do this or developers do this. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I know that this is really big. This kind of reminds me of Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. This, though, has had a few sequels. I know a lot of people are wanting to see a Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe sequel. I think the reason that we haven't seen that is simply because a lot of the characters in the DC Universe are being, put into Mortal Kombat, so you can kind of play as those, so what's really the point? But at the same time, I would like to see a sequel of that as well. This is really cool. I wonder if we're going to get a sequel to the Marvel vs. Capcom series. Soul Calibur, this was the very first fighting game I ever played. Well, actually, I take that back. It probably is the second one to Smash. I played Smash first, and then Soul Calibur was kind of that first one, or that second one I started playing. I forget which Soul Calibur it was that I started playing. I think it was 3 or 4 that I played, not at a very high level, but I really enjoyed playing it. We would go over to my buddy's house and we would play over there. It was just, Soul Calibur was a really sick game, and when, I think it was pretty cheap at GameStop when we got it, and we just all really got into this game. The combos and all of that, really cool. Soul Calibur 6, I don't know if it's probably not the best of the obviously on the best list when it comes to the fighting games, but I do think it's still a very solid addition or continuation of the Soul Calibur franchise. I'm excited to see where this franchise goes as well, because I think it's got a ton of potential, and I think the viewership perspective is getting better and better as we go as well. Mugen, this is one of those games that I have not played much. I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below about that game. But overall, guys, when we talk about the best fighting games, I think you look at the entirety of it, right? And I would say Smash is number 1 on the list. It just has to be, because from a viewership perspective, like just purely watching people play the game, whether that's competitively or casually, it's great. And then playing it yourself is a lot of fun as well. And there's obviously multiple layers to it, and a lot to learn, right? It's easy to play, very difficult to master. But I think that goes with saying with any fighting game, they're easy to play, but they're hard to master, which makes it a lot of fun. Same thing I would say about Street Fighter. Street Fighter I would put as number 2 as the best fighting game. And then number 3, I probably would say Tekken is probably number 3 up there. And I'm going to give you probably my top 5 personally, what I think are the best that you can watch at this point. I'd probably say, okay, so Smash, Street Fighter 5, and then Tekken 7. Number 4, guys, even though it didn't get, it got kind of snubbed at EVO, I really do think Mortal Kombat 11, just absolutely love Mortal Kombat. It's one of my top games. It's slowly but surely going up onto some of my top games. I might have to actually change my big 3, not my big 3, but call it my big 4. So obviously, guys, if you guys watch the channel, my top 3 video games of all time are Call of Duty, or franchises I should say, Call of Duty, StarCraft, and Gears of War. And Mortal Kombat very well might have to be joined to that list as the big 4, because I am completely, I feel like when I first started playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, or first started playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2, like just absolutely immersed in this world and just everything that has to do with it. This is the first time I felt like that since really that point in time. And StarCraft 2 obviously had, gave me a lot of that feeling, that drive to keep getting better, and Gears of War the same scenario. But man, this is just such a good franchise. So I put it at number 4. And then number 5, I would have to give a nod to Soul Calibur. And not necessarily Soul Calibur 6 in particular, but just the franchise in general. I think it's up there with the best fighting games in the world, in my opinion. So those are kind of like the top 5 for me, guys. I would love to hear your opinions on my list. Obviously, we're all going to be kind of different probably with our lists, but I would love to hear your top 5 favorite fighting games, and what do you think the best fighting games in the world are currently and all time? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.